Hi everyone, my name is Godwin Ohemu and I'm very happy to have you on my show today. Today I am super duper excited because I have an incredible individual in the studio with me. Her name is Rafaela and she's a lady with impeccable quality and she has distinguished herself in so many capacities that made me extend an offer for an interview session with her, which she generously accepted. And today we are going to be learning from Rafaela. She's going to be sharing her experiences with us, particularly on two major areas. Number one is her participation in the just concluded conference for research workers in animal disease 3-minute thesis competition that held in Chicago in the United States in 2026. And then she's going to share her experience with us as per her PhD journey. She just concluded her PhD in One Health Sciences, and I must confess it's going to be mind-blowing, and Rafaela is going to bless us from her wealth of knowledge. So if you are just joining us, welcome to the show. Let me allow my guest to introduce herself to us. We'll get to meet her and then we'll dive in deep immediately. Rafaela, can we get to meet you, please?
Well, hello. I'd like to first thank you for the invite.
Thank you.
I'm very delighted to be here today, and I know in the PhD journey, if we can share our experiences and that can help somebody else, so it's something worth to share and enrich from each other. So my name is Rafaela Santos, as Godwin said. I am originally from Brazil, where I hold a DVM degree. I graduated from University of Brasilia back in 2017, and then I was working in the industry for the next 4 years in the beef cattle section and meat production. And with the pandemic, I think all of us had a time to think about our lives, and then that's when I decided to make a shift in my career. So I decided to start looking for opportunities here in the United States to pursue graduate school. That's actually the year that I got to know that there are opportunities where we can earn a stipend while studying, working, and getting the degree. So I was really excited to start looking for those opportunities, and everything actually happened really fast. Because in 2022, in January of 2022, by the end of January, I learned how to look for programs, and then I got to know about the opportunity here in March. And in August, I moved to Texas. So everything happened in less than 8 months. It was very surprising, but also I believe that because I had the requirements and I was, making the opportunities to become a reality. So I was really glad to join and for the opportunity to be here.
Nice. That's great. You can see just within 8th month, you started in March, started applying in March, and then by August, you were already in the United States to pursue your PhD in One Health Sciences. We'll come to that. We'll come to the PhD aspect, which we are very anxious about. But to start with, we'd like to delve in deep to the 3-minute thesis competition. Rafaela happened to be the winner of the Conference for Research Workers in Animal Disease 3-minute competition that held in Chicago in the year 2026. And she also emerged as the People's Choice Award winner in the same competition. The 3-minute thesis competition actually started in 2008 by the University of Queensland in Australia. And since that time, currently more than 900 universities all over the world participate in this competition annually in their own specific region. So the one that Rafaela took a part in is called the CRWAD 3-minute thesis competition. CRWAD means Conference for Research Workers in Animal Disease, right?
Correct.
Okay, so Rafaela is going to tell us how it was, the experiences that she got from that particular competition, and how she was able to present just one static PowerPoint slide. She spoke for just 3 minutes and she won the choice of the people. Rafaela, how was it like for you participating in the 3-minute thesis competition?
So first, I'd like to share that it was a process to get to that moment. It was not, I prepared and then I went there and then I got it. I've been participating in 3-minute competitions for quite a while. I would say since my second year.
Really?
Yes. So I attended the TTU 3 minutes competitions, which is highly competitive because usually we have 40 or 20 people in a room, and then we have several rooms, so we only get one best from doctoral and one best for masters from each room, so it's very competitive. And I think it also with 3 minutes thesis, there are a couple of things that we want to highlight. For example, you need to think about the impact of your research. So sometimes what you do might be very basic knowledge, and that's extremely challenging to translate into accessible lay words, right, for the general public. So you have to think about that, to use general terms, to use analogies, to use storytelling, whatever the tools you need to apply in order to make your knowledge accessible. It's important to translate that, because it doesn't matter if you're the most knowledgeable person in the world, but if you can explain so everybody understands what you do, so it gets lost in the way. So that's the first thing to I would say, worry about the wording and translating your knowledge. The second thing is to invest on having a structured organization. So you want to have a hook in your introduction where you capture people's attention. You want to explain to them why this is important, and then you would like to also share with them, what do you do? What were your results? But without, capturing, attaching too much to the details. No, you want to be general, you want to be fast also, but in a way that's translatable to them. And then by the end, you want to wrap up your talk with how this is going to impact this generation, the future generations, or how this is important to the people that are there, so they feel part of your research.
Great.
So you have to be careful with time, you have to be careful with rules.
You have just 3 minutes to present the entirety of your research.
Yes.
Like, it sounds, amazing to me, because you committed more than 3 years or thereabout doing this research work of yours, and you have to condense everything together to be delivered in 3 minutes using only one slide. Mm-hmm. How difficult was it for you, to integrate or to consolidate everything into 3 minutes and one slide?
You were telling a little bit about this history behind the 3 minutes coming from the University of Queensland, and they call it originally challenge, because that's how it's supposed to be, to convert a 300,000 not 1,000, but the 300 pages dissertation into 3 minutes. It's supposed to be challenging, and I think the most difficult part is to communicate right, to make sure that the people understand your message, because it doesn't matter how important your work is if you're saving cancer, but people don't understand what you're saying. So I would say the most important thing is to be clear in your communication and be accessible. Additionally, about the time, so how to break it down and make it easier, I would say, as I said before, structure it, organize it. There are different ways that people do it. Some people prefer do storytelling, so they do a whole fabula where they tell an analogy. Some other people prefer to do more this style, as I said, why this is important, how this impacts people, what have I done. To me, personally, since my research is more basic, I went with the second approach, where I could, working with mentors. I think that's also too important, that for this victory, I had a mentor. So my friend that won first place in the Kansas State competition university, I asked for her help to review my script, to see my video of me presenting, and I would say that her mentoring was the key for my winning, because she also made me pay attention to the details. I already had a super good script, but she said, smile more, here, make a pause, here you need to emphasize this, so say this is lower, use more or less, but all of those things that fine-tune my presentation, and then I was able to deliver with confidence because I practiced a lot, I had a good script, and I felt that I was ready.
So 3 things that you said now that caught my mind in your analogy was that number 1, you winning the 3 minutes thesis competition wasn't just you prepared, you presented, and you won, right? You said it was a process. Like you've been undergoing this, you've attended, like since the second year of your PhD program, you have been attending 3 minutes thesis competition. And then you talked about the fact that you worked with a mentor and then you committed to continuous practice, like you are practicing. I saw that I think in January 2026, you took a classroom here in the School of Vet Medicine. It was dedicated to you alone, and your PC and everything that you needed was there, and you were coming very early in the morning, and you are always indoor rehearsing and demonstrating and all of that. Were those stuff very, very essential in order for you to win? Were they how impactful were they in helping you to win the challenge or the competition? So particularly the process, and then the need for a mentor, and then finally the practice.
Yeah, I would say the practice is key because it gives you the confidence. Once you know what you're going to say, then you have the space to work on the details that I said that are important. So especially when I was presenting also, the person before I presented, he was so nervous, poor thing. We could see that he was shaking, he was very on his mind, and that's something that's important also. When you practice and you know your script and you know you did a good job and you know what you're going to say, there is no space for doubt. It's a mental state. So once you learn how to achieve that mental state, I would say that's when you can flow with your work, go there and do a great job.
Mm-hmm. So the person in front of you was obviously tensed and overwhelmed, was visibly, he was shaking, right?
Body language, voice, everything about his presentation was giving out that he was so uncomfortable. I was uncomfortable also because it's not great to be in a room in front of 100, 200 people and, talking. But you fake until you make it. So that's the thing. Practice, practice, practice. And then when you're there, just deliver what you came to do,
Practice, practice, practice. And when you get there, just deliver and trust the process that everything is going to work out well.
Yes.
I just want to ask you if there are tips and recommendations you would like to give with respect to your experience, because you didn't just participate in this one and then you won immediately. You've attended some other 3 minutes thesis competition and you didn't emerge as the winner, right? What were the learning? What did you learn from these experiences that you improved on all of them, and finally it gave you, or it got you, the victory?
So in my preparation steps, my preparation process, before starting to write this script for this competition, I watched a video of every single competition I did in the past. So I think I did 3 or 4.
Okay.
And I saw progress. And that's something really good. So the first one was too technical. The second one, it was still technical, but a little improved. And then the third one, the script was better, but then those details were missing. So I would say I watched all of them and I had an idea on where I needed to improve, and I worked exactly on those points. So
when you said the previous ones were so technical, what do you mean by your previous presentations were so technical? Is it that you were looking at something a lot different from what you were supposed to look at or something?
No, I was just too attached on explaining my research.
Okay.
Then I was explaining an in vitro experiment in my 3 minutes. And that's just too technical for general public.
Okay.
There are some terms that you can make it too lay And it was just hard to understand for people that are not in the field. So that's the thing I said about the first key point, where is communication. So I understood that if I showed that video to my grandma, she wouldn't understand what it was about. So I needed to change my speech to talk less about my research and then invest on talking more why this is important, how this is going to impact, what have I done, how this is good for everybody, to then have a clear message.
Nice. So in your preparation, you had a shift from just explaining the technicalities of your research to understanding that you have to communicate in a layman term to the understanding of members of your audience, because however good your script might be on paper, what matters most is the ability for you to communicate it effectively to the understanding of members of your audience, right?
Absolutely. And I watched a lot of other winners videos too, in order to, okay, we don't need to invent the wheel. We just need to look at what has been done, how can I adapt here, this is working, this is great, I like it. So you can also work on the things you like and make it personalized.
So apart from this, if you were to tell someone your three biggest lessons from the previous encounters that you had where you didn't emerge as the winner, what would those three biggest lessons actually look like?
So first, I would say make your communication clear. Your message needs to be clear.
Okay.
Second, work on the structure of your message. Practice so you know what you're going to say. And third, fine-tune the details, body language, voice. It matters so much on the impact people receive when we're presenting. And confidence just comes with practice. So, work on that. And if you need, seek out for people that have done it and, ask for feedback. That also helps.
Great. So, number one, she said, work on your structure, practice, and then if you need help, seek out help from people who have actually participated in the competition and who emerge as winners. Chances are that you could learn from them and be able to improve on what needs to be improved, and you will emerge as the winner, hopefully, because as she said, she didn't just prepare and she presented and she emerged as the winner. She prepared, went for a contest. She didn't make it there. She learned from those from the feedback that she got. She improved on what needed to be improved, and finally, in the 2026 edition, she emerged as the winner. How impactful was the 3 minutes thesis challenge or competition? How impactful was it for you in your PhD journey?
It was something that I wanted to win so bad, because I'm very fortunate to have had the opportunity to present my work a lot.
Okay.
So we don't become great at things. It takes time. So I presented a lot my work, and I have won other competitions, first, second, third place, but I didn't win so far the 3 minutes. So I was just so happy to make it to the podium, because I felt I did a good job. And that day I even told my friend that attended also the conference that we're going to celebrate. I don't care about the result, but we're going to celebrate, because I was so sure I did a good job that I knew it would be worth of celebrating, So I was happy that the people that were there voted for me too, because it kind of confirmed personally that I've done a great job. And it was just on my bucket list, I would say. It's something that I wanted so bad. And also they have the award in money, right? So the financial. So that's definitely a motivation-driven reason to win.
Nice. So apart from this benefits that come in cash and in kind, as particularly for your PhD journey, was it helpful in any way? Was it helpful to you?
Yeah, absolutely. Because oftentimes you present yourself to opportunities. that you are in front of a producer, of somebody from the industry or a different professor, and then you have to convey your work in
3 minutes.
Quick message, simple words. So that's a skill that you learn that you can apply, for a lot of different sections, but especially with your research, I would say that's something that, enriched my experience. And I could be able to present to my family and be like, do you guys understand what I do now? And they're like, yes, we do.
Nice. Great. So last question with respect to the 3 minutes thesis challenge. So if you are to advise recent grad students or people who are just new in their PhD program, based on your experience, you are done with your PhD pursuit in the School of Vet Medicine, Texas Tech University, what will your advice be? One advice that you would love to give to just newly admitted PhD students or those who are pursuing graduate degree program?
So if I had to give just one advice,
Just one.
I would say be resilient. You are good enough.
Fantastic. What do you mean by that?
Because it's quite often we find ourselves challenged in the PhD journey. We have to troubleshoot protocols. We have to understand hard questions that are knowledge gaps. Nobody has answered that question that you were asking. Mm-hmm. And quite often you're led to more questions than answers. So it can be frustrating. It can be challenging. And sometimes you start to doubt the process, to doubt yourself. So I think we all have been to that place. And if you haven't, you will in your journey. I'm sure if you're doing a PhD or going through grad school. But it's important to not quit, to keep going with your work and be sure that you are doing your best, being humble, because we always can learn from other people too. So be resilient and never quit. And what was the other thing I said?
I think the first thing I got from you was be resilient. Like, don't quit, don't give up, right?
Yeah, don't give up. And you were enough.
You are enough here.
Which is you are the person that knows the most about your project. Not even your PI knows as much as you do, because you were there doing all the essays, writing the protocols. Of course, the PI guides you and you discuss, and you're supposed to grow together on a direction. They're guiding you, they're mentoring you, but you know the deep downs and the dives ins and everything about your knowledge, about your project. So be confident of that, own your data, and remember that everything that you've done to this day and the things that you achieved, if you ever doubt yourself, update your CV. Look how many presentations you've done, how many classes you've taken, the things that you achieved in numbers never lie. So they tell you all the things that you achieved, and then you're like, okay, if I did all of these, I can do that, I can keep going.
Rafaela said it, and I want to quote her verbatim. She said, be resilient, you are enough. Don't give up. Push it to the end. Of course, there will be challenges along the line. There will be difficulties. There will be ups and downs, lots of plateaus in the process of your PhD journey. But what matters most is that you need to be resilient and you need to know that you are enough. For those of us who might be contemplating participating in the 3 minutes thesis competition, key point that she raised today was that communicate right. Very, very important. Work with a mentor if need be, and then finally practice, and continuous practice. That is what makes the difference. That is what gives the confidence that you need, instead of you to get overwhelmed and embarrassed with the fear of public speaking. You need to be able to stand confidently to speak. And the only way you can do this is through practice. Rafaela practiced a lot. As I said earlier on, she took a whole room, in the School of Vet Medicine, and she was always in there. You can see her before her PC demonstrating, speaking to herself and doing rehearsal, and finally it paid off. So Rafaela, on behalf of every one of us, we want to say congratulations to you. You made the School of Vet Medicine proud, and whenever your name is mentioned, we sit up because we want to, you are an incredible individual, and you've raised the bar so high. And I believe that people who will listen to this recording, they will be motivated to also take up the responsibility to participate in the 3 minutes thesis competition or any other competition that will come their way. There's no guarantee. She's not guaranteeing that in your first attempt you are going to win, but she's telling you that if you are resilient, if you are very much assured of yourself that you are enough, and you keep trying and you practice and you practice and you practice, of course one day you get the desired result that you want. So absolutely. Thank you very much, Rafaela, on the 3 minutes thesis aspect. Now let's dive in straight to the PhD.
Okay.
Why did you decide to do a PhD in the first place?
Yes, so I told you that I was working in the industry, and I was working long hours. I did not have a schedule that was much flexible, and then I decided, I got to a point that I wanted to go back to school. I felt the need to not only reinforce some knowledge from vet school, because after 4 years out of school you get kind of rusty on a couple of things, but I also decided that I wanted to deep dive into the academic road, which I didn't know at the time extensively. I haven't done a master's, so to me it was an opportunity to come here, do research. I saw it as an opportunity to upgrade my career. Even if I didn't stay in the United States, I could go to other country, I could go back to my country, and I would have a PhD, I would have a more specific knowledge on something that I wanted to investigate. So it made sense. It made sense to me, and I embraced the challenge. Like many of us graduate students, we pack our things into a 23 kilo, a luggage, and then we sell everything. We say bye to our beloved ones, and we start fresh
in another country,
believing that it will pay off.
Absolutely. Yeah. So one question that people often ask with respect to the PhD endeavor is, the strong why. From what you said now, I say that you saw the need that you really want to advance yourself. You saw the need that you want to go back to school, to get skill, to get training, to get knowledge in a defined area. Apart from that, was there any other particular reason, for which you felt, of course, I have my undergraduate degree program, probably you had your MSc before you came on board or something, and then you felt, okay, I need a PhD to be able to achieve this or to get to this height? Was there a definite why behind you deciding to commit the next 3.5 years of your life studying a program in Texas Tech University?
I wish I had a prettier story to tell you, that I did it because I'm so passionate about immunology, about working with cats, but that's just not the truth. I had the idea that it was going to be life-changing. I had no idea how challenging it was going to be, if I'm being quite honest, specifically because I didn't have previous academic experience. So if you're considering to do a PhD, I would highly advise to do a master's first, so you have a better idea. But I decided it was the time to have a change in my life, and I saw that was the way. So that's my why, because I felt like it was the time. I had the opportunity, I was ready when the opportunity came, and I made myself ready. So that is why I decided to come here and embrace the opportunity. Yes.
Great. So now, as someone who is from another country, from Brazil, and on a certain day you decided to pack your 23 kilogram luggage 2 at most, and then you flew all the way from Brazil down to the United States for your PhD program. You've been here for more than 3 years, right?
4 years.
4 years, right? So how is it like? How did you adjust? How did you adapt? How did you acclimatize to the foreign country that you found yourself in? The system of teaching and all of that. How did you cope? How did you stay resilient, as you said? And you held on from start till the end. How did you do it, and what advice do you have to share with respect to that?
So, right, it was not my first time in the United States, which helped a lot. Yes, I came here previously to the University of Kentucky to do an exchange program. At the time, Brazilian government was sponsoring this program. So during my college, during my veterinarian degree in Brazil, I came here and I studied for 1.5 years in University of Kentucky. So the first 4 months I was just studying and learning, improving my English. And then I did 1 year of animal sciences disciplines, different disciplines.
Okay.
So I would say that helped me a lot because it gave me an idea on what is the quality of life that United States offer, how structured they are, and the financial part. We cannot lie that it compared with the back home currency, it gives you financial power. So thinking of those things, when I went back to Brazil, finished my studies, start working, it came with my decision to change, with the PhD. I said, okay, I want to do it, but I want to do it in the United States because I already been there, I already lived there, and it helped me to cope. In the beginning, of course, it was not as easy in the very first time.
That's what I want to hear. How difficult was it? How did you cope? The weather, the food, the culture, and everything. Transportation, housing, your stipend, and as an international student, how did you cope?
Yes, so that's the thing. The first time I came, everything was sponsored.
Okay.
I did have a very low stipend, but I had everything else paid. Okay. And this time I had a stipend, but I was on my own. So I had to figure out housing. I had to figure out how to pay my bills, transportation. So it was a completely different organization for the first time. And it gave me more a sense of real grown up. Let's say. With the weather, it was completely different too. Here's very dry. My city is dry back in Brazil, but here's way more. So I had to adjust a couple of things. I had to move in with a person I didn't know. We met here. Okay. So it can be challenging, right?
Like you had to share accommodation for the first time of stay?
Yes. Like in my housing, I had a roommate. She was from Colombia. Thank God, she was a great roommate. I didn't have any problems with roommate throughout my experience here. But I know that's not as fortunate for everyone else. So I had to move in with a person I didn't know, and then thank God everything worked out. But then the transportation issue here, specifically here in Amarillo, because we are not within the main campus. So we do not have buses from school, and the buses from the public department are not available, as well. They are on demand. So I've never heard of such a thing in Brazil, the bus being on demand. You call, and then how does that work again? So in the beginning, we had a lot of rights, and I'm so grateful for other students, such as you mentioned here before, Milad, and we had a friend from school pharmacy, Shunak, that was also giving a lot of rights, and that was definitely a great welcoming, But then with time, things progress. Everybody has their own research. We take different classes. Timings are not always the best. So I decided to start to come to school by walking. I did that for about 2 years until I could buy my own car.
You were trekking to school for 2 years?
Yeah. Like I tried the bike, and then I tried the scooter too. And then I was like, no, I prefer to walk. I decided that to me it was best to walk. And then I did that for a couple of years. So that really limits your options, because if you do not have a car, you cannot go buy groceries.
Absolutely. And by the way,
yes. So we have to get the groceries delivered to your house, and then there's always a way to manage, and that's where I learned. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say it was easy. It was not. I came to school when it was, raining, when it was snowing, when it was dusty outside, but I still managed somehow to be the first one to be
in school. I give you credit for that.
And quite often, sometimes the last one to, not the building, because the deviants are always here too, but I had my share of hard work, and I think that's why also I was able to build and conquer so many things. So I'm proud of my journey. It was not easy. It's not for everyone, but it made me who I am today, in a sense. So I'm proud of it.
Awesome. Congratulations. Now to your area of interest, your area of specialty in your PhD program. Of course, as you said, you didn't sugarcoat it, and I must confess that it is not easy. It's quite demanding, and you have to meet up with lots of responsibility. But then, looking at your area of interest in the PhD One Health Sciences program in Texas Tech University, how was it? What tips and strategies did you apply in order for you to emerge victorious in different areas, particularly in terms of relationship with your PI, in terms of relationship with the faculty, in terms of relationship with your colleagues as well, because nobody can do this alone, right? We all need each other to be able to, to excel in this program. So what advice do you have with respect to that, and how was it very impactful in the success that you have recorded in your PhD program?
Yeah, no, that's an extremely important question to ask, because relationships are what keep us grounded, what keep us real, and in the professional settings, having a good relationship with your advisor, I would say, is the main factor of success of your PhD.
Great.
Because they can make your life really hard if you don't, it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And so I think it's extremely important to work on that, to make sure you have a good match with your PI, because sometimes people have different styles and communication gets in the way, so it's important to ensure that you have a person that will mentor you, that will make sure you're growing, that is being respectful, but also is pushing you to the right amount. It's important to have relationships with your lab mates. So I think the first thing for relationships is to be respectful. We treat people how we would like to be treated. So everybody here, I think, is worth of respect. So greet the custodial staff to the dean the same way. Me personally, I would say, because that's what I believe. Everybody's worth of respect.
Yeah.
Your lab mates can also make your journey here lighter. We can count on each other, and we can help each other with essays, with work, but always understanding your own responsibility. Have ownership about your projects, about your research. Of course, people can help you and can teach you, but you are responsible for your stuff. So make sure to be there on time. If people are teaching you, be respectful of their time. Don't show up at the time.
I'm sorry, Rafaela. I'm sorry for cutting you short, because I'm going to actually miss this point, and I want you to just shed more light. What do you mean by you are responsible for your own stuff?
That's ownership. So if this is your project and there is an essay that you don't know how to do, and somebody's going to teach you, so make sure you're there prior to the time, that you've read at least about what are you going to do, that you understand it. If you read and you don't understand, because that's quite normal with academia, have tools to help you to understand what you're going to do and take notes and be interested. But be sure that if it's your project, you need to know how to do it. You need to learn the skill. And we won't know everything, and we will collaborate, and that's normal. But you need to know how things are going, because when you're on in your defense, they will ask you, even if you haven't done it, but they will ask you, how was it done? And then if you were there, if you took notes, even though you don't know the deep downs of it, but you were there, so you know how to answer confidently.
So like, own your research, own your data, own your program itself, because it's not enough for you to just come into the PhD program and you want to just depend entirely on your PI for him or her to do everything for you. I believe
they don't have the time.
Yeah, I believe the work of the PI is just to point you in the right direction while you do the rest of the work, right? And they give you supervision, like they give you guidance, right? So the idea of, take responsibility for your own research is very, 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 very important. And then I heard you made mention of, your PI actually is supposed to give you some push, like to push you in the right direction, to challenge you, give you tasks and all of that. And I know so well that in your program, like in the last Phi Zeta, they read your citation, you have presented here, presented there, and all of that. I was wondering, how much of a push did you receive from your PI, and how helpful was it, in your growth and in your development?
Yeah, I would say I was pushed a lot. Let's keep it true. She kept me on my toes. So, but I'm grateful. I know it was hard. I'm not going to say it was easy. No. Quite often, you have to ensure that you don't take feedback personally. That's so hard. It's easier said than done. But the feedback from your PI sometimes is gonna hurt you. Mm-hmm. When you work so hard, you write that piece and then you send it to her, and then when you see the comments, you're like, what? This is confusing. This doesn't make sense. And then you're like, oh my gosh, what is that?
Yeah.
I thought I did a great job, and then you see, apparently not. But this is part of the process, because you just learn by doing. And you just get better by doing it over and over and over again. So don't take the feedback personally, but try to improve yourself. And then with my PI, the main thing was deadlines. She always had lists of tasks and deadlines. So that way we kept things going, and I always try my best to meet the deadlines. But if your PI allows flexibility, that's also something that could be worked on. So if you're struggling, if you have too many classes, and then talk to your PI, be open, be honest. They will expect a lot from you. They will expect nothing less that you work hard. But if you are drowning, if you feel like you're suffocated, talk to them. They are the people that will be able to help you and balance, things.
Nice. So you consent to the fact that maintaining a good relationship with your PI is very important. Maintaining good relationship with your colleagues and lab mates is also very, very important. So now, the next question I have for you is, in your 4 years of PhD pursuit, were there any moment that you felt like, this was like, it's more like I am at the end of the line. It's more like I have been tried and tested, and if not for the grace of God, I think I can just call it off here. Did you ever get to that height?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And how did you overcome it, that you maintain resilience up until the finish line?
Yeah. So what is your question? How have I done it?
How did you do it? How did you manage, the challenges that surface in your PhD program? I know that it could be so demanding, it could be so, overwhelming most times. And sometimes you are at the end of the line and you want to contemplate quitting, you want to contemplate just giving up, but you did it. You started, you ran the race up until the finish line. tips and tricks and strategies did you use, to stay resilient from start to finish?
So this is a great question, and our brain is constantly tricking us to doing what we like.
Yeah.
So I think we have to trick our brains too sometimes and just tell it, it's just temporary. I just need to do this test today, or I just need to finish this project, or I just need to do this. I think when you trick your brain into, I just need to get this done, I just need to get this done. When you see and you organize your agenda, at least I always wrote the things I had to do on the day. And of course, I never was able to do my whole list, but I tried as much as I could, to organize myself and to have things done. So I like to work with Pomodoro. So quite often, I don't know if you noticed, but in my cubicle, I put a timer, because on that time, I'm not gonna be working on anything else. I need to complete this task. And if in the next hour, I don't complete this task, I'll put another 30 minutes, but I'll have this done by today. And if we're receiving email notifications and calls and messages, and then we're not focused. So I try to keep myself focused when I'm working. For this period, I'm working. So timer, no distractions, work list, and keep telling yourself that this is temporary. I need to do this today, and then, this is tough. I haven't had a day off in 2 months. I can't do this anymore, I'm too tired. It's okay, it's almost defense time, so keep going, keep going. It's not necessarily what's healthy. It's not necessarily what I advise for everyone to do. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily what's good for your mental health, mm-hmm. but it's how I managed to do with the PhD. Some other people might manage to work in a better way, in a more healthy way. If you can do the balance, that's great. I'm so happy for you. I couldn't. I'm a little obsessed with, getting things done. So that's how I had to do.
Great.
But at the same time, do breaks. That's extremely important too. If you're not working, if you're not productive, sometimes it's better to pause, take a break, call your beloved one, go take a walk. Physical activity, if you can do physical activity, I highly recommend, because you rest your mind while you're doing something physical. So respect your limits. Don't get sick. Don't overdo it. Also learn in the process how to push yourself, but without breaking yourself. It's just like the bamboo. They're so strong because they're flexible. So learn about your limits and
be flexible.
Explore them. Yeah.
Be flexible as well. Thank you so much, Rafaela. That's wonderful. Now I have 2 more questions for you before we draw the curtain. And the next question is, if there are, for your 4 years of program, if there are advice that you want to give to recent PhD students, right? Particularly for PhD students or people who are getting enrolled in graduate degree program. What are your top 3 advice that you want to give, that you feel if you listen to this advice of mine, and if you hearken on to this advice, you will be able to get success, or even get greater success than I did in my own time? What would those top 3 advice actually be?
So as first advice, I'll repeat what I just said. Learn your limits and be flexible.
Learn your limits and be flexible. Great.
Yeah. At the same time, it's gotta be. It's just like the egg. It can boil or it can break. It depends on how you manage it. The water, it's the same, but if it's too hot or too cold, it's what's going to make a difference in the cooking process. So, be flexible and learn your limits. Be organized. You have a lot of tasks to do within your PhD, within your projects, within your courses, within your personal life, being an international person, to deal with appointments. So I'd say be organized. That helped a lot.
Were there tools you use to keep yourself organized?
I used to write down what I have to do, and I like to write a lot. It helps me to organize my brain. But keep your schedule, your agenda, so you don't miss important things, and everybody's busy, so it's also a way to be respectful of people's time. If you ask ahead, schedule time. And third, I would say build a support system, because research, of course, is important, work is important, but the work itself will push you to, be intense. But those moments of recharge are as needed as the work. So talk to people, make friendships here that you can take to life, and we can learn so much
from each other.
A lot of people I meet here, and when I get to hear their story, I'm so inspired for how resilient and how hardworking and amazing people are to get here. I know they risk it all, so I love it to hear their stories and get to know them, and especially people that you feel more comfortable to be yourself. So build that support system, especially if you come without your family. Otherwise, it's going to be challenging.
Great. Top 3 advice from Rafaela: learn your limits and be flexible, be organized, and build a support system. Fantastic. Thank you so very much, Rafaela, for this. Before I let you go, lots of persons might be wondering, Rafaela, what did you study? What was your PhD program centered on? What did you do? What did you commit your life to? Like the last 4 years of your life, what did you commit yourself to? So do you mind? I'm not asking you to do a 3-minute thesis competition now. I'm just asking if you could tell my audience, okay, my name is Rafaela. I did this, I did that, and these are the contributions that my study is making to make our world better in terms of addressing issues in human, animal, the plant, and the environment. If you are ready, we are ready. Your time starts now.
All right, so Rafaela Santos here again. Finishing up my PhD studies, I worked under the mentorship of Dr. Fernanda Rosa, which she's an immunologist. So in our lab, which is Immune Nutrimetabolic Lab, we're interested in bioactive compounds in different biofluids. So in my dissertation, more specifically, I had 2 main projects, and we're always investigating the role of microRNAs. So first we had an investigation on the role of dietary microRNAs. So we are interested in microRNAs coming from colostrum, which is the first milk produced from a mammal after parturition. And we wanted to better understand how microRNAs could help to improve calf health. So we understand that neonatal calves are accompanied by scars once in the first 30 days of life. This is the main cause of death. So we wanted to understand how microRNAs help to reboost their immune response, to help with the epithelial growth, development, and how the microRNAs are going to modulate the inflammatory responses. So using that knowledge, we looked for profiling the microRNA in different dietary sources and also coming from the blood of calves prior and post ingestion of those dietary sources, which were colostrum and milk replacer. And we had interesting findings. My work contributed here specifically in this field by being novel work where we are profiling milk replacer and colostrum that it has been done previously. However, evaluating the absorption, it's still something that's not it's still controversial within the field. So we were bringing a new study that would contribute to the field in order to better understand. Although it's not conclusive, we understand that we need more futuristic and mechanistic studies in order to better understand the role of microRNAs. But we were able to successfully capture bioactive microRNAs that are potentially functioning in the blood of those calves. And with this second project, we have the equine model, where we're looking for the role of microRNAs in inflammatory diseases, such as severe equine asthma, where it was a project that it was actually my initiative. The other project, it was my PI's ongoing work. So the equine project, it was a grant that she suggested that I wrote prior my qualifying exam, which is one of the ways we can do the writing test here. So I wrote this grant. It was my first grant ever written, and we were awarded. You cannot understand the level of surprise me and my PI were when we saw the results. So I'm extremely proud of this work too, because it was an idea that came up by reading articles about microRNAs and how they could impact. And with the respiratory equine model, we saw a potential to apply microRNAs as diagnostic and therapeutic approaches, which is something novel, but it's also something that we believe has the potential to revolutionize and even to bring accessible options to the equine sports medicine. So with that, we isolated microRNAs from both, and we found some microRNAs that we believe could be used as target diagnostic and therapeutic therapies. I think I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for your attention, for supporting Godwin's show. I'm so happy to be here today. Hopefully, I was able to share something that will be useful to other students.
Absolutely. And that was 3 minutes.
Oh, really?
That was 3 minutes. Thank you very much, Rafaela. It was wonderful, like listening to you, being honest with the facts and sharing your experiences with my audience. It's mind-blowing, particularly your participation in the 3 minutes thesis competition and your PhD journey, the ups and downs, how you learned in the process, practice and continuous practice give you an edge, and then being resilient and being assured of the fact that you are enough, you are able, you can run the race from start to the finish line actually means a whole lot. And I really want to say thank you so very, very much for giving us 1 hour of your time, 1 hour of your life actually. It means a whole lot to us, and we are very, very grateful. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have listened to Rafaela, all that matters now is don't just listen and then you swipe and move away from here. Please get to work, get busy. As she said, practice is very, very important. And if you feel you have been overwhelmed, you can take a break, you can talk to a friend, go do something that can actually help you to refresh, and then you can come back with fresh perspective and get busy with what you have at hand. All that matters most is that you don't want to start this race and you stop halfway. You want to start this race and you run the race up until the finish line, just as our guest today, Rafaela, did. Rafaela defended her PhD a couple of weeks ago, and she was wonderful on stage, and she was extemporizing on, microRNAs. And as she was saying, I was just listening. I don't understand entirely what she was talking about, but I believe you got the gist of the matter. Commit yourself, learn your limits, and be flexible. Be organized and build a support system. All of these things put together will help you to stand out in your PhD journey. So from all of us here, Rafaela, thank you so very much for being a guest on our show. We wish you all the best in your next phase. Probably you are going to become an associate, a professor, or you are going to go into the industry. Wherever you go, we wish you good luck and abundant happiness in everything that you do. Until I come your way again, I remain your brother and friend, Godwin Pius Ohemu. Do have a wonderful day, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you have a question for Rafaela, please drop it in the comment box. I'll pass it on to her, and once she gives her response, I will also share it with you. Do have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.